Hi there, my name is Paul Bars. Hello and welcome to today's YouTube update. Now the topic for the day is those horrible mistakes, those unbelievable things that most small business owners make in their pursuit of online marketing and trying to grow their business online. Now I'm not in this video wanting to put you off. I'm not wanting to discourage you, but instead to help you grow by understanding the difference between those things that you could do, that you should do, and those that you shouldn't. And yes, it's a scale, it's a balance. So if this is a topic of interest to you as a small business owner, grab your pen and paper right now. These are the things that you absolutely shouldn't do. Number one, I see this all the time. People trying to do it themselves, to do it all, and I mean literally all. We get a bright spark, we get an idea for a business, for a product, for a service, and off we go. And yes, true, that is how the entrepreneurial spirit begins. But there is a point, a tipping point in the scales where you can no longer do it all yourself, and you absolutely shouldn't. This is one of those things I'd like you to consider where you're at in your business right now. Is it right to continue, or should you perhaps get somebody else in to help? Of course, the absolute extreme opposite to that, number two, is that they just don't do anything at all. I see this again, time and time again. These are people who want to grow their business, but they're stuck into a rut. They've got themselves a website, they've maybe got something up on social media, but where now from here? And the fear of not knowing what to do freezes them up, and they do literally nothing. In today's progressive business circles, you cannot afford to do nothing. Your competition are working hard every single day to take money out of your pocket, to take business away from your employees. Whatever your setup, whatever your situation, if you're not at least at minimum keeping up with the competition, you will truly be left behind. Something you absolutely must do. Now, as I was doing my research for this particular video, I came up with a list. Number 3 on that list is to do with SEO, search engine optimization. And it's the old school thinking. It's links and keywords. I still see this today. I can't believe that I still see this today. 3-4 years or more since this strategy and these technology ideas went by the wayside. People, when they're doing their own SEO, worse yet if they outsource it to somebody else who is still working on old school, they focus on link building only, backlinking, getting links back to your own website. They focus on this keyword and that keyword instead of looking at the broader options of both topical and ideas and content delivery to a user. Folks, in a nutshell, and I've got other videos on this topic, here's the simple rules when it comes to keywords and content. You don't need to focus on an individual keyword phrase, and that's it for that post or that page anymore. You write about what it's about. Here's the thing. If you're writing about what it's about, guess what? The keywords are going to be in there anyway. It's just the part of the process of how it works. So stop focusing just on getting links back. Stop focusing on just this keyword and that keyword as well. Big mistake. And in a sense, because of the outsourcing options and the cost effectiveness, that leads us to number 4, which is to do with content, and that is outsourcing all of your content production to Asia. Now, I'm not trying to be racist here by any means, but unless you are paying for the top level people in any country, you are not going to get someone who has English as their native language, either in tongue or in the written word. And if it's not their native and they're only in, say, a category 1, 2 or 3 as far as the writing levels go, it's just not good enough. Now maybe you can use this for a foundation, but you're still going to have to edit the work. And I've got no problem with outsourcing employees. I do it myself. But you must be careful that the content you bring back from Asia or from India, if that was its point of origin and that's all you've got, you're not going to read well. I'm talking to my customers here in Australia right now. You're not going to read well for your customers here in Australia also. Does that make sense? You need to pay the top dollar to get the qualified writer, someone who has studied in an English school or an American school or an Australian school and then gone back home. That's what you need for the top quality. Of course it costs, but it's a big mistake that I see time and time again. Number 4, also on content. People only publishing one kind of content. I mean, what's the point of that? Surely your product, surely your service, whatever it is, covers a range of topics, covers a whole bunch of different things, and you talk about all of these topics. And that's just the subject matter. What about the way in which the content is delivered? This is a video. This video is also going to be presented as a transcript. In the future, this transcript along with others will become a PDF. I can also take the thumbnail image from the video and share it to social media. I could take the 9 things that I have a list of and create some kind of infographic. I could extract the audio and do a podcast. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people only presenting one kind of content. Not just on the topic of what their product or service is, but also in the way, the manner in which it is delivered. Alright, number 6 on the list. They don't use any form of email marketing. Now, it could be because they're thinking, oh, old school emails and I don't want to be collecting emails, or people don't like subscribing to that anymore. 2 words, bullshit. People love subscribing to things that are interesting, that are related to their need, that answer questions, that whatever. But they love subscribing, and they will subscribe to get that initial information. Your job then is to keep them subscribed, to market to them, to grow them, to nurture them, to build a tribe. That's one of the most important things. And it's so important I have done a full video just on that topic. Keep an eye out for it. Alright, the next on our list, number 7, people just don't use any kind of remarketing. Remarketing or retargeting, depending on whom you're talking with. I'm sure you've heard of it before. In its simplest fashion, it works like this. Someone comes to visit my website. Hi, thanks very much for coming. But then what happens to most of them? They leave. Sure, you've seen that happen yourself from time to time. But they come and then they go. Remarketing allows you to then retarget those people and have a chance to bring them back. Using particular technologies and tracking devices, pixel tracking and so on within your own website. Maybe you're going to be using Facebook. So if they're logged into Facebook when they visit your website, that's going to tag them. And then when they're back on Facebook, it's going to show your ads to them. Maybe you're doing the same thing through, let's say, Google AdWords. And there are other places as well. They come to your website. If they happen to be logged into their Google properties, that will tag them. Next time they're out on Google or visiting other websites who are using Google Display or ads or some other kind, your ad can come up in front of them because they've already been to your website. It's like somebody comes into your store and then they leave again. But what happens after that is 5, 6, 7 stores later, they see a big sign. Hey, don't forget that you can go back here and get what you were looking for. Retargeting and remarketing to those people. Very, very important. Alright, on my list of 9, we've got 2 to go. Number 8 is the number of small businesses I see that don't have any defined goals for their websites and are tracking them. And I'm talking about analytics tracking here at this point in time. Just how many people came here, how many people did this, how many people didn't. It's just as important. And I know if you're in the situation of thinking, I don't understand everything, there's too much, then go and get some training or get somebody else. Go back to number 1. You can't do it all yourself. You cannot think that it is possible. I can't even do it all myself for my business. And I've been doing this now since July 2000, I think, was when I started. There's so much more to learn. So what I do is I go, okay, that's how that part works. All right, that's how that part works. But I'm going to get a specialist to do this. I'm going to get a specialist to do that. I just need to understand the basic principles. You can do the same in your business. And that leads me to number 9. Oh dear, I just want to find a brick wall and bang my head against it sometimes with this one. The number of small business owners and operators who never stop to review and to analyze the data on their business. The incoming phone calls, the visits to their website, if they have a store, the people walking in, the people walking out. How many who come in a purchase then subscribe to a mailing list and so on. And I mean, we look at analytics with our websites, incoming, outgoing, geographical, where people are coming from, time on site. All of these different metrics are important to understand in order to grow a business to its best possible potential. And these things are crucial errors that I see day in and day out, again and again and again. Folks, I hope you've taken notes while you've been watching this video to understand these are horrible mistakes that I see all day, every day, that most small business owners make when marketing online. I hope you've taken some notes, taken thought, and then going to make some action to see that these things don't happen in your business again. Okay, my name is Paul Bars from paulbars.com. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to next time. See you again soon. Bye-bye.